Hello everyone, my name is Gamebreaker God and welcome to my review of Assassin's Creed Shadows. First and foremost, I want to extend my gratitude to Ubisoft for generously providing me with the early access of Assassin's Creed Shadows. And just to clarify, this video is not sponsored. That means you can expect my honest, unbiased impressions. This review will be completely spoiler-free because I want every player, whether you're a long-time fan or new to the series, to experience the story for yourselves. And while I won't be discussing story details, I will touch on how the characters made me feel throughout the game. So because this is also the first time I'm actually reviewing the game, I went ahead and asked Google on things people look for when reviewing video games. And this is what showed up: gameplay and mechanics, story and characters, visuals and art direction, sound design and music, world and level design, performance and technical aspects, replayability and content value, final verdict, and personal opinion. So let's dive right in, starting with combat. Assassin's Creed Shadows introduces two playable protagonists, Yasuke and Naoe, each bringing unique perspectives and gameplay styles to the story. Yasuke is based on the real-life historical figure, an African samurai who served under Oda Nobunaga in 16th century Japan. In Shadows, he is portrayed as a powerful warrior, excelling in direct combat with heavy weaponry and brute strength. Naoe is a skilled shinobi trained in the art of stealth and assassination. She utilizes agility, deception, and traditional ninja techniques to take down enemies quietly and efficiently. And as you can see in this instance, I'm not using stealth. Instead, I'm going to be showing you guys the depth of combat for each character. With that being said, I would like to start with Naoe since she is the main protagonist of this game. At least that's how it felt when I was playing the story. Naoe is designed for players who prefer a tactical, silent approach. She relies on shadows, rooftops, and environmental advantages to navigate enemy territory undetected. Her movement is fluid, allowing her to seamlessly parkour across buildings, scale walls, and slip through tight spaces. She wields a katana, a kusarigama, and a tanto blade, which she combines with her hidden blade for close quarter combat to overwhelm her enemies and taking them out swiftly. She wouldn't be a ninja if she didn't wield tools as well, such as the shuriken and the kunai, as well as the smoke bomb. She even has bells which she could use to distract enemies or even attract them, so you could actually take them out in an assassination attempt. Now let me explain how her combat works here, because if you're going to be playing the game bare bones, knowing no tech whatsoever, you're going to find yourselves mashing the same button for the entirety of the game, and I do not want that for yourselves. With that in mind, I have prepared a few tips and tricks up my sleeve to help you kickstart your adventure when the game officially launches on March 20th, at least with Naoe until we get to Yasuke. And both characters can perform the following skills: light attacks, posture attacks, sprint attacks, evasive attacks, this is where you dodge into an attack, as well as deflect attacks. So deflection actually works when you parry an attack followed by a counter of your own. And these are all abilities that both characters can perform. Now, the way you perform them can be simple, or you can improvise and do some crazy things that I'm going to be showing you. So I went through all of the basic attacks and skills that both characters can do. Everything you're seeing with Naoe, Yasuke can do. The sprint attacks, the posture attacks, and the light attacks, also Yasuke can do. The only thing that you have to take into consideration here is the way that Naoe actually evades is very different to the way Yasuke evades, because he does not roll, he just sidesteps. Whereas Naoe actually can vault over enemies, throw shurikens to keep the pressure, and the ability to go into stealth whilst in combat like that. Yasuke could not do that. You would have to leave the scene or run away. And that's what really sets her apart from Yasuke. Another issue I noticed with Naoe is the delay when switching weapons, which significantly hinders the game's combat mechanics. To address this, I found a way to switch weapons without the delay or the lag that typically occurs. Here's an example. To execute this technique, start by attacking your opponent, then immediately switch weapons followed by a dodge into another attack. As mentioned earlier, evasive attacks play a crucial role in combat. By combining weapon switching with evasive attacks, we create a much smoother transition between actions. Here's how this approach compares to the original. I know this may be intriguing, but for now, I'll continue with the review. As you can see, these are just a few of the discoveries that enhance the game's combat, demonstrating the depth of its system. As for Yasuke, you've already seen his capabilities in the first clip, where his attacks cancels allows him to blitz through opponents as if he were in an entirely different game. Naoe and Yasuke are two distinct characters, and their unique playstyles make the game feel fresh and dynamic each time you switch between them. And trust me, there's a lot more than just that, but I will be saving that for a combat guide. Especially when you play Yasuke. Playing Yasuke is like you're playing Ghost of Tsushima or Onimusha or something like that. It's brutal. Whenever they take me out with Naoe, I just switch over to Yasuke and I'm like, so you want to dance? Let us go. It just feels so good to play these characters. So, now we're going to be talking about story and characters. But before discussing the characters, I want to clarify that I'm playing the game in canon mode. This means I don't get to choose character interactions. The game determines them based on the intended chronological order as it was designed to be experienced. For my first playthrough, I'm following this approach to fully immerse myself in the story. So far, I must say, it has been an enjoyable journey. I find Naoe particularly relatable. She's endured immense loss, and her actions feel justified given her circumstances. However, as the game progresses, significant events shape her character in meaningful ways. I highly recommend paying close attention to every side quest and act, as Ubisoft has put considerable effort into ensuring these characters have depth and purpose within the narrative. And as for Yasuke, I won't be saying too much because honestly, I might start getting carried away. Years ago, I did a modeling and acting job for a book cover featuring Yasuke, the Black Samurai. At the time, I had no idea who he was. I was just excited to wear the armor and portray him in a cinematic setting. I was young and unaware of his story until that moment. From the moment I learned about Yasuke, I was captivated. His journey, how he arrived in Japan, learned the language and became a samurai, is fascinating. Whether parts of his story are embellished or not does not matter to me. The very idea of a black samurai serving under Lord Nobunaga and rising to become one of his greatest warriors is incredible. I won't lie, I am biased. Yasuke is my favorite samurai of all time. Seeing him appear in Neo years later only deepened my appreciation. I was overwhelmed with excitement, and every new depiction of him only made me more invested in his story. So, when I saw Ubisoft had chosen to explore his character in AC Shadows, I was beyond thrilled. For those wondering, no, Yasuke is not the main character of the game. I know some people have strong opinions about presence of a black character in Assassin's Creed, but that's a conversation for another day. In this game, Yasuke is an outstanding character with a clear purpose. His dedication to his mission leads him to cross paths with Naoe, and their bond develops in compelling ways, making them formidable allies. I won't reveal any more because if I start talking, I might end up spoiling the entire AC Shadows storyline. Assassin's Creed Shadows delivers one of the most immersive worlds ever created in the series. While it may seem like a high praise, I encourage you to take a closer look at the incredible attention to detail Ubisoft has put into recreating feudal Japan. Every location feels meticulously crafted, and I often find myself pausing just to take in the environment. Whether it's the breathtaking landscapes, the intricate architecture, or the way light interacts with the world, it's always a moment that makes you stop and appreciate the sheer beauty of the game. It's the kind of world that invites you to sit back, take in the scenery, and truly immerse yourself in its atmosphere. You're probably tired of hearing my voice by now, so here's a quick parkour showcase. Take a moment to appreciate the incredible attention to detail in the world of Assassin's Creed Shadows as you watch. For someone to play this game and say they weren't impressed is something I can't quite understand. But of course, everyone is entitled to their own opinion. Personally, I thoroughly enjoyed what AC Shadows had to offer. Accurately recreating a world from centuries ago is no small feat. Yet, Ubisoft has done an incredible job capturing the essence of the era. For me, it's more than enough to keep me engaged for hours on end. The game is visually stunning and expansive, but what truly brings it to life are the activities that keep you engaged as you explore. A vast world is only as good as the things that you can do within it, and Assassin's Creed Shadows ensures that every moment feels purposeful, offering a variety of tasks and challenges to keep you fully immersed in its world. Which then brings us to sound design and music. I'm no expert in music compositions, but one thing is certain. The way Assassin's Creed Shadows uses its soundtrack to capture each moment truly made me feel connected to the characters. The music isn't just background noise, it enhances the emotions of every scene, making each interaction and event even more impactful. Let me play a short sample for you, and as you listen, close your eyes and focus on what the melody is trying to convey. What emotions does it stir? What kind of scene does it bring to mind? This is the kind of musical storytelling you'll experience throughout the game. In terms of performance, Assassin's Creed Shadows runs smoothly, with minimal frame rate dips even in the most chaotic combat scenarios. I didn't encounter any significant bugs or glitches during my playthrough, which is a big plus. Ubisoft has clearly done a lot of work optimizing the game, ensuring that it performs well on both high-end and mid-tier hardware. I do not know what this game performs like on the PlayStation 5, so please do let me know what that's like when the game launches on the PlayStation 5. I would be glazing the game way too hard if I said I didn't encounter a single bug throughout my playthrough, because I did. And this one, I call it the ultra flying. I literally zoomed through the map after I failed to touch grass. As you can see, I jumped off the cliff there, and then instead of touching the floor, I was stuck on the tree, and then this happened. That was pretty fun though. Then again, guys, do bear in mind that I am playing on an RTX 4090, which is very powerful, so my game experience will definitely be different to those of you that are not on a high-end hardware. When it comes to content, Assassin's Creed Shadows ensures you'll never run out of things to do. The game offers a vast array of activities that keep you engaged at all times, with every corner of the map presenting opportunities for your exploration. Whether uncovering hidden secrets or acquiring special gear, there's always a reward for your curiosity. Players can also pursue different types of knowledge, which serves as progression paths for upgrading skills and enhancing gameplay depth. Taking down forts is essential for acquiring valuable loot and crafting materials, which help in upgrading your gear. Additionally, these fortresses reward players with skill points, allowing for the development of the new skills. The game's weather system significantly impacts your gameplay, particularly for those favoring stealth. If you primarily play as Naoe, different seasons will influence how you approach enemy encounters. Rain and fog, for example, provide enhanced cover, while clear skies may increase the risk of detection. And then there's also expert difficulty adjustments. For those seeking a greater challenge, Assassin's Creed Shadows features an expert difficulty mode that enhances enemy AI. On this setting, guards are far more perceptive. If you're not prone on rooftops, they'll actively search for you, making stealth encounters significantly more intense. Beyond combat and exploration, players can build and fully customize their own settlement. Over time, this settlement can grow, allowing you to invite companions to live there and strengthen your alliance. With its rich gameplay mechanics and ever-evolving world, Assassin's Creed Shadows delivers an experience that keeps players invested, whether through combat, exploration, or strategic settlement management. Assassin's Creed Shadows delivers everything I needed to stay fully invested. Its satisfying and brutal combat system, combined with deep RPG mechanics and a dynamic weather system that actively influences gameplay, makes for an incredible experience. The way the world continuously evolves keeps every encounter fresh and engaging. That said, there are areas for improvement. Character facial expressions, for instance, could use more refinement. However, considering the sheer scale of the game, this minor flaw doesn't detract from the emotional weight of key moments throughout the journey. Assassin's Creed Shadows is a masterpiece.